tonight you lay down the weight you were never meant to carry. Not because every problem has disappeared, not because every question has been answered, not because every person finally understands what you have been feeling. You lay it down because your heart has carried enough for one day. You lay it down because you were never meant to bring every worry, every unfinished thought, every difficult feeling, and every unknown tomorrow into your sleep. There are some kinds of tiredness that rest alone cannot fix. The body may lie down, yet the mind keeps walking. The room becomes quiet, yet the thoughts remain loud. The eyes close, yet the heart is still trying to solve something. You may feel tired from the day, but you may also feel tired from holding everything together. Tired from thinking ahead. Tired from watching every mood. Tired from wondering whether everyone is okay. Tired from trying to stop problems before they happen. Tired from carrying feelings that were never yours to manage. This night is asking something different from you. It is not asking you to become stronger. It is not asking you to find another answer. It is not asking you to keep standing guard over everything that matters to you. It is asking you to soften. It is asking you to return to the part of yourself that has been waiting beneath all the noise. It is asking you to remember that you are allowed to rest before everything is finished. You do not need to earn this rest. You do not need to solve the whole future before you close your eyes. You do not need to repair every relationship before the night can hold you. You do not need to understand every silence. You do not need to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. For now, let the day move a little farther away from you. The words that were spoken can become quieter. The words that were not spoken can wait. Choices that still need to be made can remain unfinished. The answers that did not come today are not required to appear before you sleep. The world will continue moving while you rest. Life will continue unfolding without your constant watching. Perhaps you have believed that staying worried means you care. Perhaps you have believed that keeping everything in your mind means you are responsible. Perhaps you have believed that relaxing would somehow allow something to go wrong. But worry is not the same as love. Tension is not the same as responsibility. Losing sleep does not give you control over what tomorrow will bring. You can care deeply and still put the day down. You can love people and still let their choices belong to them. You can have responsibilities and still allow your mind to become quiet. You can want a good outcome without trying to force that outcome through fear. There is a difference between holding something with love and gripping it because you are afraid. Love has space in it. Fear has tightness. Love says, I care and I will do what is mine to do. Fear says, I must control everything or I will not be safe. Tonight, you do not need to grip. Imagine that you have been carrying a heavy bag for a very long distance. At first, you may not have noticed how heavy it was. You simply picked it up and kept moving. Perhaps you told yourself that carrying it was normal. Perhaps you saw no other choice. Perhaps you became so used to the pressure that you forgot what it felt like to walk without it. Inside that bag are many things. There may be old words someone once said about you. There may be guilt from choices you made when you did not know what you know now. There may be the fear of disappointing people. There may be worries about money, love, health, family, work, or the future. There may be expectations that were placed upon you before you ever had the chance to ask whether they were right for you. There may be problems you have tried to solve for people who must learn to solve them for themselves. There may be pain you keep carrying because you think letting it go would mean it did not matter. There may be responsibility you took on because you wanted peace. There may be silence you held because you did not want to upset anyone. There may be parts of yourself you pushed aside because you thought everyone else needed more from you. Tonight, you are allowed to place that bag beside the door. You are not throwing away your love. You are not becoming careless. You are not leaving behind what truly matters. You are only giving your body and heart the chance to feel what life is like without holding every burden at the same time. You can pick up what is truly yours tomorrow. You can face what needs to be faced when the new day comes. But the night is not the time to carry the whole world inside your chest. The bed beneath you can hold the weight of your body. The room can hold the quiet. The night can hold the questions. You do not need to hold everything alone. Let the shoulders stop carrying the day. Let the jaw release the words it has been holding. Let the hands become softer. Let the space around your heart become less crowded. Nothing has to be forced. You are not trying to make yourself feel perfect. You are simply allowing the message to enter. You do not have to carry everything into sleep. There may still be a part of you that says, "But what if I forget something important? What if I stop thinking and something goes wrong? What if someone needs me? What if I wake up and the problem is still there?" The problem may still be there tomorrow, but you will meet it with a clearer mind when you have allowed yourself to rest. Constant worry does not prepare you. It only uses the strength you will need later. Rest is not turning away from life. Rest is part of how you return to life. A tired mind can make every problem look larger. A tense heart can make every unknown feel dangerous. A body that has been alert for too long may begin to believe that peace itself is unsafe. So tonight, you teach yourself something new. You teach yourself that quiet does not mean danger. You teach yourself that rest does not mean failure. You teach yourself that you can stop watching for a while. You teach yourself that life can hold what you release. Say gently within yourself, "I do not have to carry everything into sleep." Let that thought be simple. I am safe to release what is not mine. You do not need to force yourself to believe it completely. Let it come close. Let it sit beside the old fear. The old fear may not disappear at once, but it does not need to lead you tonight. Tonight, I return to my own peace. Your peace has not left you. It may have been covered by worry. It may have been pushed beneath responsibility. It may have become difficult to feel because your attention has been given to so many other things. But peace is still part of you. It is not something you must find far away. It begins in the moment you stop asking yourself to carry more than this moment requires. Right now, this moment requires very little from you. You are here. You are breathing. The day has reached its end. You have done what you could with the strength and understanding you had. Some things went the way you hoped. Some things did not. Some moments felt kind. Some felt heavy. Some answers came. Others remained hidden. Yet you arrived here. That matters. You do not need to review every mistake. You do not need to replay every conversation. You do not need to prepare a perfect version of yourself for tomorrow. You are allowed to be human tonight. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to say, "This is enough for today." Perhaps no one has told you that enough. Perhaps you have always felt there was one more thing to do, one more person to help, one more problem to think about, one more way to prove that you are good, shy, useful, strong, and worthy. But your worth is not measured by how much pain you can hold. Your value is not measured by how many people depend on you. Your goodness is not measured by how often you ignore your own needs. You are worthy even when you are resting. You are worthy when you are not fixing anything. You are worthy when the room is quiet and no one is asking anything from you. This may feel strange because you may have learned to feel useful before you learned to feel loved. You may have learned that being needed was the safest way to belong. You may have learned to become calm for everyone else while your own feelings waited in the background. Tonight, those waiting parts of you can come closer. The tired part can rest. The worried part can stop planning. The hurt part can stop pretending. The strong part can put down its armor. You do not have to reject these parts. They have been trying to protect you. They have been trying to help you survive days that felt uncertain. They have been trying to keep you accepted, prepared, and safe. You can thank them without asking them to work through the night. You can say, "You have done enough. I am here now. You may rest." There is kindness in that message. You are not fighting yourself. You are not telling fear that it is foolish. You are not shaming your mind for thinking too much. You are becoming the gentle voice that your inner world has needed. The night does not ask you to be fearless. It asks you to stop feeding fear for a while. It does not ask you to know exactly how life will work out. It asks you to stop demanding the answer from yourself tonight. It does not ask you to forget what matters. It asks you to remember that you matter too. So let this night become a doorway. On one side of the doorway is the day you have carried. On the other side is the quiet you have not yet allowed yourself to receive. You do not have to cross quickly. You do not have to leave every thought behind at once. Simply stand at the doorway and begin placing down what you no longer need to take with you. Place down the conversation that keeps repeating in your mind. Place down the fear of what someone may think. Place down the need to understand why something happened. Place down the future that has not arrived. Place down the pressure to become a different person before morning. You can meet yourself as you are. You are not a problem to solve tonight. You are a life to hold with care. And as the weight begins to leave, you may notice that some burdens were not created today. Some have been with you for a very long time. Some became so familiar that you stopped calling them burdens. You called them love. You called them loyalty. You called them being responsible. You called them being the strong one. But not everything that feels familiar belongs in your heart forever. Tonight, you begin to see the difference. Carrying too much rarely begins in one clear moment. It often begins in small ways. You notice that someone is upset, so you try to make them feel better. You notice tension in a room, so you become quieter. You sense that someone may be disappointed, so you change what you were going to say. You feel that something may go wrong, so you begin thinking ahead for everyone. At first, these choices may seem small. They may even feel loving. You are trying to help. You are trying to keep peace. You are trying to prevent pain. But when you repeat these choices for a long time, they can become a way of living. You begin to watch every face. You listen carefully to every change in someone's voice. You notice every silence. You try to guess what others need before they say it. You prepare for problems that have not happened. You feel guilty when someone around you is unhappy. You begin to believe that peace is your job. Over time, the mind becomes tired, but it also becomes used to this pattern. It starts to believe that constant attention is normal. It believes that staying alert is how you stay safe. It believes that relaxing would be careless. The body learns this pattern too. The shoulders stay slightly raised. The jaw remains tight. The stomach holds tension. The chest feels ready for bad news. The hands do not fully rest. Even during quiet moments, the body may wait for something to happen. You may look calm from the outside while your inner world is working all the time. This is how carrying too much becomes normal. Not because you chose pain, not because you wanted to live in fear. It became normal because it may once have helped you feel prepared. It may have helped you avoid conflict. It may have helped you receive approval. It may have helped you feel useful when you were unsure whether simply being yourself was enough. Perhaps you learned that love meant putting others first at all times. Perhaps you learned that good people never say no. Perhaps you learned that strength meant never needing help. Perhaps you learned that resting was lazy or selfish. Perhaps you learned that your feelings were too much, so you became very skilled at holding everyone else's feelings instead. These lessons may not have been spoken clearly. They may have entered through the way life felt around you. You may have noticed that things were calmer when you stayed quiet. You may have noticed that people were happier when you agreed. You may have noticed that being helpful brought you praise. You may have noticed that showing pain made others uncomfortable. So you adapted. You learned to keep going. You learned to hide tiredness. You learned to say, "It is fine," even when something inside you was asking for care. You learned to carry the emotional weather of every room you entered. There is no shame in this. You were learning how to belong. You were trying to find safety. You were using the understanding available to you. But what helps you survive one part of life may become too heavy in another. The pattern that once kept peace may now be taking away your peace. The habit of watching everyone may now keep you from hearing yourself. The need to be needed may now make rest feel uncomfortable. The fear of disappointing others may now cause you to disappoint your own heart again and again. This is why awareness matters. Awareness is not an attack. It is not a voice saying, "You have done everything wrong." It is a soft light that helps you see what you have been carrying. You cannot place down a burden you have never allowed yourself to name. You may have believed that constant worry was part of your personality. You may have said, "This is simply how I am." But worry is not your deepest nature. It is often a pattern the mind learns when it does not feel safe enough to trust. You may have believed that you were naturally responsible for everyone. But responsibility has limits. True responsibility means caring for what is truly yours. It does not mean taking ownership of every feeling, every reaction, every choice, and every outcome around you. You may have believed that love required you to lose yourself. But love that asks you to disappear is not teaching you love. It is teaching you fear. You may have believed that saying no would make you unkind, yet every honest no protects a deeper yes. It protects your energy. It protects your health. It protects your time. It protects the part of you that wants to live without quiet resentment. When worry becomes confused with love, the mind never rests. You think about the person because you care, but then care becomes endless checking. It becomes imagining every possible problem. It becomes trying to control what another heart must learn for itself. When control becomes confused with safety, every unknown thing feels dangerous. The mind begins to say, "I must know what will happen. I must prepare for every result. I must make sure nothing changes without my permission." But life cannot be fully controlled. People cannot be fully controlled. The future cannot be fully controlled. Trying to hold what cannot be held creates deep tiredness. When self-sacrifice becomes confused with goodness, choosing yourself begins to feel wrong. You may feel guilt when you rest. You may feel guilt when you do not answer immediately. You may feel guilt when you cannot help. You may feel guilt when you choose peace instead of entering another argument. You may feel guilty simply because someone else does not like your boundary. But guilt is not always proof that you have done something wrong. Sometimes guilt is only the old pattern reacting because you have done something new. The old pattern may say, "You must keep everyone comfortable." The new truth says, "I am allowed to be honest and kind." The old pattern may say, "If someone is upset, you must fix it." The new truth says, "Another person's feelings deserve respect, but they do not always require my control." The old pattern may say, "If you rest, you are failing." The new truth says, "Rest helps me return to life with strength." There may be 12 voices inside you tonight. The first voice is the old fear. It says, "If I stop holding everything together, something will fall apart." This voice may sound very serious. It may show you memories of times when things did fall apart. It may remind you of moments when you felt unprepared. It may say that constant tension is the only reason you have survived. Do not fight this voice. It is trying to protect you with the only method it knows. But let another voice speak too. The loving truth says, "What truly belongs to me will not require me to destroy my peace." Let those words enter gently. What truly belongs to you may ask for honesty. It may ask for effort. It may ask for courage. It may ask you to learn, change, speak, or act. But it will not ask you to disappear. It will not require you to live every day with your body prepared for danger. It will not need you to carry what another person refuses to carry. The loving truth may also say, "I can respond without living in fear." You do not have to ignore real responsibilities. If something needs your action, you can act. If a conversation is needed, you can have it. If a choice must be made, you can make it. If support is needed, you can ask for it or offer it within healthy limits. But after you have done what is yours to do, you are allowed to stop. You are allowed to leave space for life. You are allowed to let others meet their own lessons. You are allowed to admit that you do not control every result. Imagine that you have been walking with a backpack. Each time someone is upset, another stone is placed inside. Each time you say yes while meaning no, another stone is added. Each time you blame yourself for what you could not control, the bag becomes heavier. Each time you hide your needs so someone else can remain comfortable, another weight appears. After a while, you may forget that the backpack can be opened. You may think the weight is simply part of you. You may even feel nervous when you imagine taking it off. Without the burden, who would you be? Without constant responsibility, would people still need you? Without worry, would you still be prepared? Without fixing, would you still be valuable? These questions touch a tender place. Sometimes a burden becomes part of identity. You do not only carry it, you begin to believe it tells you who you are. You become the one who can handle everything, the one who never complains, the one who answers every call, the one who keeps the peace, the one who remains strong, the one who does not need anything. Others may admire this version of you. They may depend upon it. But inside, a quieter truth may be growing. You are tired of being known only for how much you can carry. You want to be loved when you are soft too. You want to be seen before you are useful. You want care that does not need to be earned through exhaustion. You want to feel that you can put the backpack down and still belong. You can. Your worth was never inside the backpack. Your kindness does not disappear when you create limits. Your love does not disappear when you stop rescuing. Your strength does not disappear when you admit that you are tired. In fact, a deeper strength begins when you stop lying to yourself about what hurts. You can say, I have carried too much. You can say, I became responsible for things that were not mine. You can say, I have been afraid to rest. You can say, I have confused worry with love. These are not statements of failure. They are signs that you are waking up to your own life. Awareness does not shame you. Awareness begins to free you. Tonight you are not asked to change everything. You are only asked to notice. Notice where your body holds the day. Notice which thought keeps returning. Notice whose feelings you are trying to manage. Notice whether you are afraid to disappoint someone. Notice whether you are carrying a future that has not happened. You do not need to judge what you find. You can meet it with a soft thought. No wonder I am tired. There is healing in that sentence. No wonder you are tired if you have been trying to keep everyone happy. No wonder you are tired if you have been thinking for many people at once. No wonder you are tired if you have been treating every problem like a personal failure. No wonder you are tired if your body has not received the message that it is allowed to stop watching. Your tiredness is not proof that you are weak. It may be proof that the old way has become too heavy. The body often tells the truth before the mind is ready to hear it. The tight shoulders say, I am carrying too much. The clenched jaw says, I have held back too many words. The restless mind says, I do not believe it is safe to stop. The heavy chest says, there is feeling here that needs room. You do not have to be afraid of these messages. The body is not working against you. It is asking for a new relationship. It is asking you to listen before you push harder. It is asking you to offer care before criticism. It is asking you to notice the difference between a true responsibility and a weight you picked up from fear. Tonight, let the body know that you are beginning to listen. Say gently, I am allowed to notice what has become too heavy. You do not need to explain it all. Awareness does not shame me. You are not using truth as a weapon. Awareness begins to free me. Freedom may not arrive in one great moment. It may begin as a small space between you and the old habit. It may be the moment you notice the urge to fix everything and choose not to act immediately. It may be the moment guilt rises after you set a boundary and you decide not to obey it. It may be the moment you feel worry entering your body and remind yourself that worry is not required as proof of love. These moments matter. They are signs that the backpack has been opened. You may not remove every stone tonight, but you can begin looking at what is inside. You can begin asking whether each weight truly belongs to you. Some will. There are choices that are yours to make. There are words that are yours to speak. There are actions that belong to your path. There are lessons that life is inviting you to learn. But many other things may not be yours at all. This is where a deeper kind of release begins. Some burdens become lighter the moment you give them the right name. A feeling may seem like guilt until you realize it is fear of disappointing someone. A responsibility may seem like love until you realize it is the need to control an outcome. A promise may seem noble until you realize you made it while ignoring your own limits. A worry may seem necessary until you realize it belongs to a future that has not arrived. Tonight, you begin to separate what is yours from what is not. This does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean turning away from people you care about. It does not mean refusing every responsibility. It means seeing clearly enough to stop carrying what life did not place in your hands. You may be carrying the moods of other people. Someone becomes quiet and you immediately wonder what you did wrong. Someone sounds tired and you feel that you must cheer them up. Someone is disappointed and you begin changing yourself before they have even asked. You may have become so sensitive to the feelings around you that you can sense a change before a word is spoken. This sensitivity can be a beautiful gift. It can help you understand, care, and connect. But when sensitivity becomes responsibility for everyone's inner state, it turns into a burden. Another person's mood can be respected without becoming your job. You can ask whether someone is okay without deciding that you caused what they feel. You can offer kindness without taking responsibility for changing their whole day. You can remain loving without losing your center. You may be carrying choices that belong to other people. You may see someone repeating a painful pattern. You may know what could help. You may have given advice, support, time, and care. Yet the choice remains theirs. This can be difficult to accept. Love may want to protect. Love may want to stop someone from learning through pain, but there are lessons that cannot be completed by another person. You cannot choose honesty for someone else. You cannot choose healing for someone else. You cannot choose courage for someone else. You cannot force another heart to become ready. You may walk beside someone. You may speak truth with care. You may offer help when it is healthy to do so. But you cannot live another life from inside your own body. Their choices are not proof that you failed. Their timing is not yours to control. Their resistance does not have to become your lifelong burden. You may be carrying expectations that were placed upon you. Perhaps you were expected to be the calm one, the helpful one, the successful one, the quiet one, the forgiving one, or the one who never creates difficulty. Perhaps people became comfortable with a version of you that did not have many needs. As you begin to change, they may not understand. They may prefer the version who always agreed, always gave, and never asked for space. But an expectation does not become your duty simply because someone holds it. You are allowed to ask, "Is this true for me?" You are allowed to say, "This is no longer how I want to live." You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to grow beyond the role that kept others comfortable. Growth can feel like guilt when you are used to abandoning yourself. You may be carrying the need to keep everyone comfortable. This burden often hides inside kindness. You may think, "I do not want anyone to be upset." So you soften every truth. You delay every boundary. You say yes when you mean no. You hold in your feelings until they become heaviness. But discomfort is part of honest life. Sometimes a truthful conversation is uncomfortable. Sometimes a healthy boundary disappoints someone. Sometimes choosing yourself changes the balance of a relationship. Discomfort does not always mean you are doing harm. Someone's disappointment does not always mean you made the wrong choice. Peace that depends on your silence is not full peace. Love that depends on your self-abandonment is not safe love. You may be carrying the fear of being misunderstood. You explain yourself again and again. You search for the perfect words. You replay conversations and imagine better answers. You want everyone to see your heart clearly so they will not judge you. But even the clearest truth may be misunderstood by someone who is not ready to receive it. You cannot control the meaning another mind gives to your choices. You can speak honestly. You can act with care. You can correct what truly needs correction. After that, you are allowed to stop defending your existence. Your life does not need to become a long explanation. You may be carrying old judgments that were placed upon you. Words can stay in the mind long after the voice that spoke them is gone. You may still hear that you are too sensitive, too slow, too emotional, too quiet, too difficult, or not enough. These words may have entered your inner voice. You may repeat them without noticing. You may measure yourself through standards that never came from your own heart. But an old judgment is not a final truth. A person's limited view of you is not the full story of who you are. You are allowed to question every label that made you feel small. You are allowed to stop living as though someone else's opinion is a law. You may be carrying problems that cannot be solved tonight. There may be money questions, work questions, health questions, relationship questions, and choices with no easy answer. The mind may believe that thinking longer will create certainty. Sometimes thought is useful. It helps you plan, learn, and prepare. But there comes a point where thought stops helping and begins circling. You return to the same fear. You imagine the same result. You ask the same question. You feel the same tension. At that point, you are no longer solving. You are carrying. Tonight, you can say, "This matter deserves my attention, but it does not require my fear through the night." You can return to it with fresh energy. You can ask for support. You can take the next clear step when morning comes. But you do not need to force a complete answer from a tired mind. You may be carrying future events that have not happened. The mind creates scenes. It imagines loss, rejection, failure, illness, conflict, and disappointment. It says it is preparing you, but the body feels the imagined future as though it is happening now. You suffer an event that has not arrived. You answer a question that has not been asked. You defend yourself in a conversation that may never happen. You carry pain before life has placed it in your path. This is not because you are weak. The mind is trying to protect you. It believes that if it imagines every danger, it will not be surprised. But fear cannot remove uncertainty. It only removes peace from the present. You do not need to live tomorrow tonight. You may be carrying past mistakes that have already taught their lesson. There are choices you may wish you had made differently. There are words you may wish you could take back. There are moments you may look at with new understanding. Growth allows you to see the past more clearly. But new wisdom must not become a weapon against the person you were before you had it. You cannot return to the old moment with the knowledge you have now. You can repair what can be repaired. You can apologize when it is right. You can change your behavior. You can learn. But endless punishment does not improve the past. It only keeps you trapped inside it. The lesson may be yours. The lifetime of shame is not. You may be carrying the belief that every relationship must be saved. Some connections can heal through truth, patience, and care. Others may reach a point where holding on causes more harm than releasing. You may believe that letting go means you failed. You may believe that love should be able to fix everything. You may believe that if you try harder, explain more, forgive again, or become easier to love, the relationship will finally become safe. But not every connection is yours to carry forever. You cannot build mutual love alone. You cannot create respect through endless giving. You cannot force closeness where honesty is missing. You are allowed to stop saving what keeps asking you to lose yourself. This is where the difference between caring and carrying becomes clear. Caring says, "Your feelings matter." Carrying says, "Your feelings are my responsibility." Caring says, "I want good for you." Carrying says, "I must create that good for you." Caring says, "I will be present within healthy limits." Carrying says, "I must never stop giving, even when I have nothing left." Caring leaves room for two whole lives. Carrying turns one person into the holder of both. You are allowed to care without carrying. Love can remain without fear taking over. Kindness can remain without self-abandonment. Responsibility can remain without constant tension. This truth may challenge an old part of you. That part may ask, who am I if I am not solving everything? You are still you. You are still loving. You are still valuable. You are simply becoming honest about your limits. Imagine a room filled with boxes. Each box has a name written upon it. Some carry your name. They hold your choices, your healing, your boundaries, your words, your actions, and your next step. Other boxes carry different names. They hold another person's feelings, another person's choices, another person's healing, another person's lessons, and another person's reactions. For a long time, you may have stored every box inside your heart. You may have opened them, sorted through them, and tried to make everything right. Tonight, you begin reading the labels. You do not throw the boxes away. You simply stop claiming everyone as your own. You can return each burden to its proper place. This reaction is not mine to control. This choice is not mine to make. This opinion is not mine to carry. This future is not here yet. This old judgment does not define me. This mistake has taught me enough. This relationship cannot be held by me alone. There may be relief in these words, but there may also be fear. The fear may say, if I put this down, I am selfish. Listen closely. Selfishness ignores the needs and dignity of others. Self-respect remembers that your needs and dignity matter too. A boundary is not an attack. Rest is not neglect. Letting someone face the result of their own choices is not cruelty. Refusing to carry what is harming you is not a lack of love. Sometimes love becomes clearer when fear is removed from it. You can love without chasing. You can care without controlling. You can support without rescuing. You can forgive without returning to what hurt you. You can wish someone peace without making their peace your job. Ask yourself gently, am I carrying a feeling that began somewhere else? Perhaps you entered a room feeling calm, then absorbed the tension around you. Perhaps someone expressed anger, and you carried it long after the moment ended. You are allowed to return to yourself. Ask, am I trying to control an answer that is not mine to give? Perhaps you are waiting for someone to choose, speak, change, or understand. You cannot make that answer appear through more worry. You are allowed to leave space. Ask, am I holding guilt because I chose peace? Perhaps you said no. Perhaps you stepped away. Perhaps you stopped explaining. Perhaps you chose sleep instead of another late conversation. Your peace is not a betrayal. Ask, am I trying to complete work that belongs to another heart? Perhaps you have been doing emotional work for someone who can't in. You was to avoid it. Perhaps you keep offering truth that is not being received. You are allowed to stop carrying both sides. Some of this weight was placed upon you. Some of it was picked up through fear. None of it has to follow you forever. You do not need to release it with anger. You do not need to prove who was wrong. You do not need to create another battle inside yourself. You can put it down with love. You can say, "This mattered, but it is not mine to carry tonight." You can say, "I care, but I cannot hold this for everyone." You can say, "I keep the lesson and I release the weight." There is a softer way to live, and you are beginning to feel it. It is not a life without care. It is a life where care no longer requires constant suffering. It is not a life without responsibility. It is a life where responsibility is clear, honest, and shared. It is not a life where nothing hurts. It is a life where pain does not automatically become your identity. As you begin naming what was never yours, something inside you may become lighter, not empty, not uncaring, simply less crowded. You begin to hear your own needs beneath the noise. You begin to notice your own feelings without immediately pushing them aside. You begin to understand that love can include you. And beneath many of these burdens, there may still be one deep fear waiting to be met. The fear that putting the weight down means you have stopped caring. That fear deserves kindness because it has guided your life for a long time. But it does not need to decide what you carry into the rest of this night. That fear may have followed you for a long time. It may whisper that if you stop worrying, you will become careless. It may tell you that if you sleep peacefully, you are ignoring something important. It may make you feel that love must always look like effort, sacrifice, checking, thinking, and holding on. But love does not need your exhaustion to prove that it is real. You can care and still sleep. You can love and still have limits. You can be responsible without carrying every problem through the night. You can leave a question unanswered until morning. You can let another person feel what they feel without turning their feelings into a judgment against yourself. You can put down control without giving up on life. This may be new for you. You may have spent years believing that worry was a sign of devotion. You may have thought that the more you worried, the more prepared you would be. You may have believed that if you thought about a problem long enough, you could somehow protect everyone from pain. The mind may say, "I must keep thinking about this." The heart can answer, "Thinking about it all night will not create the peace I need." There are moments when thought helps. Thought can guide you toward a choice. It can remind you of something important. It can help you prepare for a conversation or understand what needs your attention. But there are also mosai, moments when thought becomes a wheel that keeps turning without taking you anywhere. You return to the same fear. You imagine the same ending. You repeat the same questions. You search for certainty that life cannot give you tonight. The mind says, one more thought, one more answer, one more plan. But the body is tired. The heart is tired. The deeper part of you is asking for quiet. You do not have to answer every question at the moment it enters your mind. Some questions become clearer when they are given space. Some answers arrive when you stop forcing them. Some choices feel different after the body has been allowed to rest. You may believe that sleeping means losing control, yet sleep reminds you that life has always continued without your constant watch. Your heart has kept beating without your instruction. Your body has continued its quiet work. The night has moved toward morning. The world has turned. Life has carried you through hours when your thinking mind was not in charge. There is a lesson in this. You do not have to control every part of life for life to continue. You do not have to stay awake inside every problem. You do not have to keep your heart standing at the door, watching for danger. Night is an act of trust. It is the time when you say, I have done what I can for now. It is the time when you stop asking your tired mind to carry tomorrow. It is the time when you allow what remains unfinished to remain unfinished without calling yourself a failure. Not every unfinished thing is an emergency. Not every silence needs an answer. Not every closed door must be pushed open tonight. Not every person who is upset needs to be made happy before you are allowed to rest. There are things that will still need your care tomorrow, but you will meet them more wisely when you have not used all your strength trying to solve them in the dark. You are not leaving your responsibilities behind. You are putting them in the proper place. A responsibility can wait on a table until morning. It does not have to sleep inside your chest. A difficult conversation can be held tomorrow. It does not have to repeat in your mind tonight. A decision can remain open. It does not need to become a threat. A person can be loved without being watched by your worry. You may feel that if you stop thinking about someone, it means you do not care. But love is not measured by how many hours you spend afraid for another person. Love can be a kind word. Love can be an honest boundary. Love can be a prayer you release instead of a problem you hold. Love can be trusting that another person has a path that cannot be walked by you. You can care without becoming responsible for every step they take. You can care without becoming the answer to every struggle. You can care without making their pain your permanent home. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop interfering with a lesson that another heart must learn. This does not mean you become distant or cold. It means you respect the line between support and control. Support says, I am here and I believe you can take your next step. Control says, I must take the step for you because I cannot bear the uncertainty. Support strengthens. Control often comes from fear. You may not mean to control. you may only want to protect. But protection can become heavy when it does not allow another person to meet their own choices, their own growth, and their own truth. You are allowed to step back without closing your heart. You are allowed to love from a place that does not destroy your peace. Perhaps you are thinking about a situation that feels too important to release. The mind may say, "This is different. I cannot stop worrying about this." You do not need to force yourself to stop caring. You do not need to pretend the situation does not matter. You can say, "This matters to me and I still deserve rest." Both things can be true. The problem can be real and your peace can still matter. The person can be important and your limits can still matter. The future can feel uncertain and this moment can still be safe enough for softness. You may have learned that rest is something you receive only after every task is complete. But there will always be another task. There will always be another question, another message, another responsibility, another thing that could be improved. If rest depends on everything being finished, rest will always move farther away. Rest cannot be the reward for becoming a person with no needs. Rest is one of your needs. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not neglect. Rest is not a sign that you have lost your strength. Rest is how the body repairs what the day has used. Rest is how the mind creates space. Rest is how the heart remembers that life is more than effort. You do not need to collapse before you are allowed to stop. You do not need to reach the edge of your strength before you listen to yourself. You do not have to wait until the body begins shouting before you offer it kindness. You can choose rest while you still have something left inside you. There may be guilt when you begin. The guilt may say, "You should be doing more." Ask gently, "Who taught me that my value depends on constant effort?" The guilt may say, "Someone needs you." Ask, "Can I care for them without leaving myself?" The guilt may say, "You are wasting time." Ask, "What if this quiet is preparing me to live with more clarity?" The guilt may say, "You have not earned this." Answer, "Rest is not something I must earn by suffering." The old voice may continue for a while. It has spoken for many years. It may not become quiet in one night, but a new voice can grow, a voice that says, "I can care without carrying," a voice that says, "My body matters," a voice that says, "I am allowed to stop before I am empty," a voice that says, "I do not have to prove my love through pain." You can care without losing yourself. You can love without living in fear. You can help without carrying everything. You can rest without feeling guilty. Let these truths move through you slowly. You do not have to turn them into a task. You do not have to repeat them in a perfect way. Simply let them sit beside the old beliefs. The old belief says, "If I rest, something bad may happen." The new truth says, My worry does not control the future. The old belief says, if I say no, I will lose love. The new truth says, love that is safe can respect a limit. The old belief says, if I do not solve this, I have failed. The new truth says, some things are not mine to solve. The old belief says, I must keep going. The new truth says, I can stop and still be worthy. You may need to hear this many times before the body believes it. The body learns through repeated experience. Each time you rest and the world does not end, the body learns. Each time you say no and survive the discomfort, the body learns. Each time you allow another person to carry their own feelings, the body learns. You are teaching yourself that love can be calm. You are teaching yourself that safety can exist without control. You are teaching yourself that responsibility can have a beginning and an end. Perhaps tonight, the only boundary you need is the boundary between the day and the night. The day asked for effort. The night asks for release. The day asked you to respond. The night asks you to stop answering. The day brought voices, movement, needs, and decisions. The night brings quiet. You are allowed to enter that quiet without taking every voice with you. Leave the unfinished messages outside the room. Leave the imagined conversations outside the room. Leave the fear of what someone thinks outside the room. Leave tomorrow's work where tomorrow can find it. You do not need to bring everything into this moment. You may still feel tension. That is okay. Release does not always happen at once. The body may need time to understand that it is not being asked to return to the old work. Let the shoulders hear. You do not need to hold everyone. Let the jaw hear. You do not need to explain yourself tonight. Let the chest hear. You are not responsible for every outcome. Let the hands hear. You can open now. Let the mind hear. Nothing more is required from you in this moment. There is something deeply spiritual about allowing life to move without forcing it. You have been taught to act, fix, plan, and prepare. These things have value. But trust also has value. Trust does not mean you believe every situation will unfold exactly as you want. Trust means you believe you can meet life without destroying yourself through fear. Trust means you leave room for an answer you cannot see. Trust means you stop making control the only path to safety. You may not know what tomorrow brings. No one does. But you do not need to suffer every possible tomorrow before one of them arrives. You can let tomorrow come in its own time. You can let another person make their own decision. You can let a closed door remain closed without standing before it all night. You can allow life to show you what comes next. This is not giving up. It is giving space. It is saying, I will do what is mine to do, and I will stop trying to do the work of the whole universe. There is relief in that. Your part is honesty. Your part is listening to yourself. Your part is choosing the next loving step. Your part is learning when to speak and when to become quiet. Your part is caring for the body that carries you. Your part is allowing your own heart to matter. The rest does not belong entirely to you. Timing does not belong entirely to you. Another person's choices do not belong entirely to you. Every result does not belong entirely to you. You can release the belief that you must carry the whole process from beginning to end. Say within yourself, I can care without carrying. Let it be enough. I can love without losing myself. Let the words find the tired places. I can rest before everything is finished. Perhaps this is the sentence your body has waited years to hear. You can rest before every problem is solved. You can rest before every person understands you. You can rest while life is still changing. You can rest while a question remains open. You can rest because you are alive, human, and worthy of care. As you allow this truth, you may begin to feel how much weight has been held in the name of love. And now you are ready to return that weight to its rightful place. There is a difference between dropping everything in anger and releasing what is not yours with wisdom. You do not have to push anyone away. You do not have to make a harsh decision tonight. You do not have to prove that you no longer care. You are simply beginning to sort through what you have carried and return each burden to the place where it belongs. Some burdens belong to the past. Some belong to another person. Some belong to tomorrow. Some belong to life itself. And some were never real responsibilities at all. They were fears you held so often that they began to feel like duties. Tonight, you are allowed to see them clearly. Perhaps you have been carrying the need for everyone's approval. You want people to understand your choices. You want them to see that your heart is good. You want them to agree that your boundary is fair, your decision is wise, and your feelings are real. This desire is human. It feels good to be understood. It feels good when the people around you respect your truth. But your life cannot be built around the hope that everyone will approve. There will be people who understand you only when you are useful to them. There will be people who support your healing until your healing changes what they receive from you. There will be people who like your kindness but do not like your limits. There will be people who call your self-respect selfish because they were comfortable when you had none. Their reaction may hurt, but it does not have to become a command. You do not need everyone's approval before you are allowed to choose what protects your peace. You can listen to helpful advice. You can question yourself honestly. You can admit when you have made a mistake. But you do not need to place your whole life in the hands of other people's opinions. Their approval belongs to them. Your honesty belongs to you. Return the need to be understood by everyone. Keep the wish to live truthfully. Perhaps you have been carrying the need to explain every boundary. You say no, then feel you must offer a long reason. You ask for space, then worry that the other person may think badly of you. You choose rest, then feel you must prove that you are truly tired enough. A boundary is not a request for permission. It is information about what you can and cannot continue giving. You can speak it kindly. You can speak it clearly. You can speak it without anger. But you do not need to keep explaining until another person agrees. A person who benefits from your lack of boundaries may never feel satisfied with your reason. No explanation will feel enough if what they truly want is for you to continue saying yes. You are allowed to stop explaining. You are allowed to say, "This is what I need." You are allowed to let silence follow. The need to make everyone agree with your boundary is not yours to carry. Your responsibility is to speak with honesty and care. Their response belongs to them. Perhaps you have been carrying the need to repair every connection. You feel distance and immediately want to close it. You feel tension and want to solve it. You sense that someone is pulling away, and you move toward them even when you are the only one making an effort. You may fear that if a connection ends, it means you failed. You may believe that every relationship can be saved if you become patient enough, loving enough, calm enough, or forgiving enough. But connection requires more than one open heart. Repair requires honesty on both sides. Trust requires repeated care. Respect requires action. You cannot repair a bond alone while another person continues creating the same wound. You can offer truth. You can offer a sincere apology when you have caused harm. You can listen. You can change your part. After that, the connection must also be held by the other person. If they refuse, avoid, or continue hurting you, the entire relationship does not become your burden. You are not required to carry both sides of a bridge. You are not required to keep rebuilding what someone else keeps destroying. You are not required to remain where your heart is asked to break in the same way. Return their part to them. Keep your own truth. Perhaps you have been carrying the need to predict every outcome. The mind may believe that if it imagines every possible ending, it can avoid surprise. It studies words, actions, timing, silence, and small changes. It tries to find signs. You may replay what happened and ask, "What does this mean?" You may imagine what could happen next. You may prepare for rejection before it arrives. You may create 10 endings for one unfinished situation, but prediction is not protection. Most of the futures you imagine will never happen, yet the body suffers them as though they are already real. The future belongs to life. Your next choice belongs to you. Return the imagined endings. Keep the wisdom to meet what actually comes. Perhaps you have been carrying another person's healing. You see their wound. You understand why they behave as they do. You know their past. You feel compassion for what they have suffered. Compassion is beautiful, but understanding why someone hurts you does not make the hurt harmless. You can understand their pain and still protect yourself. You can hope they heal without becoming the place where they continue acting from their wound. You can love the person beneath the pattern and still refuse the pattern. Their healing is their responsibility. You may support it if they are also willing to meet it. But you cannot heal someone who keeps handing their pain to you while refusing to face it. Return their healing journey. Keep your compassion without sacrificing yourself. Perhaps you have been carrying the need to remain available at all times. You answer quickly because silence makes you feel guilty. You help even when you are tired. You keep your phone close. You become the person everyone turns to, yet you do not know who to turn to when your own heart is heavy. Being available can feel like love, but constant availability can slowly teach others that your needs can always wait. Your time is part of your life. Your energy is part of your life. Your attention is part of your life. You are allowed to protect them. You do not have to answer every message immediately. You do not have to accept every request. You do not have to enter every problem. You can be caring without being endlessly reachable. Return the belief that you must always be available. Keep the freedom to offer your presence when it is honest and healthy. Perhaps you have been carrying guilt for changing. You are not the same person you once were. You may want different things. You may no longer feel comfortable with old habits, old roles, old conversations, or old places. Growth can disturb people who expected you to remain familiar. They may say you have changed as if change were a betrayal, but you are allowed to change. You are allowed to become quieter. You are allowed to become stronger. You are allowed to want peace. You are allowed to lose interest in what once held your attention. You are allowed to stop entering spaces where you no longer feel like yourself. You are allowed to become more honest about what your heart needs. You do not owe the world an unchanged version of yourself. Return the guilt. Keep the growth. There are things that truly belong to you. Your words belong to you. Your choices belong to you. Your honesty belongs to you. Your boundaries belong to you. Your healing belongs to you. Your next peaceful action belongs to you. These are the places where your power lives. Your power does not live in controlling another person's reaction. It does not live in forcing an outcome. It does not live in changing what has already happened. It does not live in keeping everyone happy. Your power lives in how you meet this moment. It lives in the words you choose. It lives in the truth you are willing to face. It lives in the care you give your body. It lives in the moment you stop repeating an old pattern. It lives in the boundary you hold even when guilt rises. It lives in the way you return to yourself after forgetting. There are also things that do not belong to you. Every reaction does not belong to you. Every opinion does not belong to you. Every outcome does not belong to you. Every disappointment does not belong to you. Every problem does not belong to you. Every decision made by another heart does not belong to you. You may feel the mind resisting this. It may say, "But if I do not carry it, who will?" The person whose life it belongs to may carry it. Time may carry it. Truth may carry it. Life may carry it. Some things do not need to be carried. They need to be allowed. Some things do not need your answer. They need space. Some things do not need your effort. They need to reach their natural end. You have spent enough energy believing that your fear was the force holding everything together. Life is larger than your fear. The people you love have their own inner wisdom, even when they are not listening to it yet. The future has paths you cannot see. Answers may be forming outside the limits of your current thinking. You can release your grip without releasing hope. Imagine that you have been receiving letters meant for many different homes. One letter carries another person's anger. One carries their choices. One carries an old judgment. One carries a future fear. One carries a relationship you have tried to save alone. For years, you may have opened every letter and answered as though each one belonged to you. Tonight, you begin reading the names. This anger is not mine to live inside. This choice is not mine to make. This opinion is not mine to become. This future is not mine to suffer before it arrives. This relationship is not mine to hold alone. You return each letter to the right door. You do not tear it apart. You do not send it back with hate. You simply stop keeping it inside your home. There may be a voice of guilt that says, "Putting this down means I do not care." Let your inner wisdom answer, "Putting this down means I am no longer hurting myself in the name of care." Let that truth become clear. You have hurt yourself in the name of keeping peace. You have ignored your needs in the name of love. You have remained silent in the name of kindness. You have carried blame in the name of responsibility. You have worried in the name of protection, but care that requires you to harm yours. Elf is not complete care. Your life belongs inside the circle of your kindness too. Your heart deserves the same patience you offer others. Your body deserves the same concern you give everyone else. Your feelings deserve space. Your limits deserve respect. Your peace deserves protection. You are not asking to become the only person who matters. You are simply refusing to remain the only person who does not. There is balance here. You can care for others and care for yourself. You can listen and still have a voice. You can give and still stop. You can love and still leave a harmful pattern. You can forgive and still choose distance. You can be soft and still be clear. Returning a burden does not mean sending anger toward anyone. It means ending the confusion. It means saying, "This is yours and this is mine." It means allowing each life to carry its own truth. The more clearly you understand this, the less crowded your inner world becomes. You stop waking up with everyone else's emotions already inside you. You stop checking whether others are happy before asking how you feel. You stop treating another person's disappointment as proof that you are wrong. You begin to stand inside your own life. You begin to feel your feet beneath you. You begin to hear your own voice. You begin to notice where your energy wants to go when it is no longer spent controlling the uncontrollable. Perhaps it wants to return to your body. Perhaps it wants to return to your work. Perhaps it wants to return to creativity. Perhaps it wants to return to simple moments of peace. Perhaps it wants to return to the dream you kept delaying because you were too busy carrying everyone else. Every burden you return creates space for your own life. Say gently within yourself, "I return what does not belong to me." Let the words move through the places that have been holding too much. I keep the wisdom and release the weight. You do not need to lose the lesson. You do not need to forget what happened. You do not need to become careless. You keep the wisdom. You release the weight. My peace is allowed to remain mine. Your peace does not need to leave every time someone else becomes upset. Your peace does not need to disappear because the future is uncertain. Your peace does not need permission from the people around you. It can remain yours. This may be the moment you begin to understand that much of the weight was never proof of how deeply you loved. It was proof that you did not yet know where your responsibility ended. You are learning now. You are learning that love can have space. You are learning that support can have limits. You are learning that your life does not have to become heavy in order to have meaning. As the burden returns to its rightful place, another feeling may rise. You may begin to look back at all the time you carried too much. You may feel sadness. You may feel anger. You may ask why you did not put it down sooner. This is where the heart needs even greater tenderness. Do not turn this new understanding into another burden. Do not take the truth you have discovered and use it to attack the person you were before tonight. It may be easy to look back and say, "I should have known." You may think you should have set the boundary earlier. You may think you should have left sooner. You may think you should have stopped helping. You may think you should have spoken. You may think you should have understood that the weight was not yours, but you can only see clearly now because you have lived through what taught you. You did not have this exact understanding then. You did not have the same strength. You did not have the same words. You may not have believed you had another choice. Forgive yourself for carrying what you thought you had to carry. Forgive yourself for trying to keep peace. Forgive yourself for wanting to feel safe. Forgive yourself for believing that love had to be earned through effort. Forgive yourself for thinking that being needed was the same as being loved. You were trying to find your way. You were trying to survive what felt uncertain. You were trying to belong. You were trying to protect yourself from rejection. You were trying to prevent another painful moment. You were trying to become worthy of care in the only ways you understood. There is no shame in seeing this. There is tenderness. Perhaps overcarrying gave you a sense of control. When life felt uncertain, taking responsibility for everything may have helped you believe that nothing could surprise you. If you watched carefully enough, perhaps you could prevent pain. If you kept everyone calm, perhaps conflict would not enter. If you became useful enough, perhaps no one would leave. If you gave enough, perhaps love would remain. If you accepted enough, perhaps you would finally feel chosen. These beliefs did not grow because there was something wrong with you. They grew because some part of you was afraid. That part deserves comfort, not punishment. You can say, "I understand why I did this." That sentence does not excuse every choice. It does not mean you avoid responsibility for harm you may have caused. It means you look at yourself with enough compassion to change without hatred. Hatred does not create deep healing. Shame may force a short change, but it does not create safety. When you attack yourself, the frightened parts hide. When you meet them with understanding, they can finally tell the truth. The truth may be, "I was afraid to be alone." The truth may be, "I did not believe my needs mattered." The truth may be, "I thought I had to save everyone to deserve love." The truth may be, "I was afraid that saying no would make me a bad person." The truth may be, "I did not know how tired I had become." Let the truth be honest and gentle at the same time. You do not need to choose between truth and kindness. You can admit what no longer works without calling yourself foolish. You can face the pattern without it becoming the enemy of the person who lived it. The old pattern may have helped you survive an earlier part of life. Being quiet may have kept conflict away. People-pleasing may have helped you feel accepted. Overworking may have helped you feel valuable. Controlling may have helped you feel prepared. Carrying others may have helped you avoid your own pain. These patterns were trying to protect you. They may have worked for a while, but a way of surviving can become a way of suffering when it continues after the danger has passed. You are allowed to outgrow it. You are allowed to thank the old pattern and release it. You can say, "You helped me reach this point, but you cannot carry me into the life I want now." There is no need for anger toward yourself. There is no need to insult the old version of you. That version was doing the best it could with the fear, knowledge, and support it had. Today you understand more. Today you can choose differently. This is not proof that the past version was weak. It is proof that you are growing. The voice of shame may say, "I should have known better." The voice of grace answers, "I understand more now, and I can choose differently now." Let grace have the final word. You do not need to return to the past and change it. You cannot. But you can stop bringing the past into every new moment as a reason to punish yourself. You can take the lesson. You can create a boundary. You can change your behavior. You can ask for support. You can begin again. This is how the past becomes wisdom instead of a prison. Perhaps you are angry about the time you lost. You may think of years spent worrying, waiting, giving, or trying to hold something together. You may feel sadness for the life that could have been lived differently. Let yourself feel that sadness without turning it into another attack. Grief is sometimes part of release. You may grieve the care you did not receive. You may grieve the needs you ignored. You may grieve the times you were present for everyone except yourself. You may grieve how long you called pain normal. Grief does not mean you are moving backward. It can mean that the heart is finally safe enough to feel what it had to hide. Let the grief say what it needs to say. I wish I had been protected. I wish I had known I could choose myself. I wish I had not carried so much alone. These feelings are real, but they do not have to become the end of your story. You can honor what was lost by living differently now. You can protect the peace you once gave away. You can listen to the needs you once silenced. You can become the safe place you were searching for. You can refuse to continue the old abandonment. The most loving apology to yourself is changed behavior. It is not only saying, I am sorry I ignored you. It is listening when the body says it is tired. It is stepping back when a situation becomes harmful, is speaking when your truth needs a voice. It is refusing to call self-betrayal kindness. It is choosing not to repeat the same pain simply because it feels familiar. You forgive yourself not by pretending nothing happened, but by deciding that the lesson will be used with love. Imagine your hands holding a rope. You may have held it for so long that your fingers forgot how to open. The rope may represent a person, a role, an expectation, a mistake, or the belief that everything depends on you. You kept holding because you feared what would happen if you let go. Perhaps you believed someone would fall. Perhaps you believed you would lose your place. Perhaps you believed your whole life would change. Your hands became tired, but you kept gripping. Now you begin to understand that the rope is not keeping you safe. It is keeping you tied to the burden. You do not have to tear your hands away. You can soften them slowly. You can let the fingers open. You can allow the rope to rest somewhere else. You can notice that you are still here without it. This release may feel strange. Your hands may want to close again because holding is familiar. That is okay. Healing often includes moments of returning to the old pattern. You may set a boundary, then feel guilty. You may stop worrying, then begin again. You may release responsibility, then reach for it when someone becomes upset. Do not call this failure. Notice and return. Notice the old grip. Open the hand again. Notice the old guilt. Choose the new truth again. Notice the urge to fix. Ask what truly belongs to you. You are learning a new way. New ways become natural through patient return, not perfect performance. There may be days when you carry too much again. There may be moments when you forget. Forgive yourself then too. You do not need to be perfect at releasing. You do not need to become calm every time. You do not need to hold every boundary without fear. You only need to keep returning to yourself. Each return says, I am no longer willing to leave myself for long. Each return builds trust. The part of you that was once ignored begins to believe that you will come back. The body begins to believe that its signals matter. The heart begins to believe that love can include protection. The mind begins to learn that not every problem needs control. This is how forgiveness becomes real. It becomes a new relationship with yourself. A relationship where mistakes do not lead to cruelty. A relationship where tiredness receives care. A relationship where fear is listened to but not obeyed. A relationship where growth is allowed to be slow. You may feel exhausted, and you may judge that exhaustion. You may think you should have more strength, but exhaustion is not always failure. Sometimes exhaustion is a message. It says, the old way has reached its end. It says, you cannot keep carrying life like this. It says, something must become gentler. Listen to that message. You do not need to be ashamed of becoming tight, read from a burden that was too heavy. You do not call a body weak because it struggles under a weight it was never designed to hold. You remove the weight. You allow recovery. You offer support. Your heart deserves the same kindness. Perhaps this night is not about becoming stronger. Perhaps it is about no longer asking strength to do the work of love. Strength has helped you survive. Now gentleness can help you heal. Gentleness does not mean you become passive. It means you stop using pain as your teacher when truth can guide you more softly. It means you stop demanding that the body continue without care. It means you allow change to happen without hatred. Say within yourself, I forgive myself for carrying too much. Let that sentence touch every year you felt responsible for more than you could hold. I forgive myself for believing I had no choice. Perhaps you truly did not see another choice then. Now you do. I choose a gentler way now, not tomorrow. Not after everyone agrees, not after you prove that you deserve it. Now, the gentler way may begin with rest. It may begin with saying no. It may begin with not answering immediately. It may begin with allowing someone to be disappointed. It may begin with asking for help. It may begin with telling yourself the truth. It may begin with placing one burden outside your heart. There is no need to change your entire life tonight. The heart can begin with one release. One thought that no longer needs to repeat. One guilt that no longer needs to be obeyed, one responsibility that can return to the person it belongs to, one old mistake that can become a lesson instead of a sentence. This is enough for the new path to begin. As guilt softens, the body may begin to notice that it does not need to remain tense. It may begin to understand that no punishment is coming because you stopped carrying everything. The shoulders may not need to stay raised. The jaw may not need to remain ready. The hands may not need to grip. The heart may not need to stand guard. You are forgiving yourself into freedom. You are not erasing the past. You are ending its power to decide how much peace you are allowed to feel now. You are allowed to become lighter. You are allowed to stop proving how much you can endure. You are allowed to live without making suffering the price of love. And as this forgiveness moves through you, the body becomes ready for a message it may not have received in a very long time. It is safe to put the day down. It is safe to put the day down. You have carried its noise long enough. You have carried the words, the questions, the unfinished work, and the feelings that followed you from one moment to the next. Now the body needs to hear that its work for today is complete. The mind may still be moving, but the body can begin to soften. The future may still be uncertain, but the body can feel supported in this moment. Not every thought needs to disappear before rest can begin. Not very feeling needs to be fully understood. You do not have to create perfect silence inside yourself. You are simply giving the body permission to stop holding the day as though it is still happening. Your shoulders may have carried more than you realized. They may have held responsibilities, fear, pressure, and the need to remain strong. They may have lifted each time another problem appeared. They may have stayed ready even when no action was needed. Let the shoulders know that nothing more is being placed upon them tonight. They do not have to hold every person. They do not have to carry tomorrow. They do not have to prove how dependable you are. The day can leave them now. Your jaw may have held words you wanted to say. It may have tightened around anger you did not feel safe expressing. It may have held back tears, questions, boundaries, or honest answers. It may have stayed tense through moments when you smiled, even though something inside you hurt. Let the jaw release its duty. The words do not have to be spoken tonight. The explanation can wait. The truth will still be there when you are ready to meet it. You do not have to hold every unsaid sentence inside your face. Your hands may have spent the day reaching, helping, typing, carrying, cleaning, working, fixing, and giving. They may still feel as though there is something else to do. Let them become soft. They do not need to keep gripping the invisible rope. They do not need to hold people close through worry. They do not need to reach for another answer. They are allowed to be empty. An empty hand is not a useless hand. It is a hand that is ready to receive. It is a hand that no longer believes it must hold everything in order to be safe. Your chest may have carried fear without giving it a name. It may have held a quiet pressure. It may have felt heavy when you thought about the future. It may have tightened when someone did not answer, when a plan changed, or when life felt uncertain. Let the heart know that it does not have to stand guard through the night. It has worked faithfully. It has carried love, pain, hope, and disappointment. It has continued even when you felt tired. Tonight, it is allowed to feel protected rather than responsible for protecting everything else. Your stomach may have held worry before the mind could explain it. The body often knows when something feels uncertain. It may react before you have the words. It may tighten around things you cannot control. Do not criticize it for this. The body has been trying to help. It has been trying to keep you ready. Now you can offer it another message. You do not have to prepare for every possible danger. This room is quiet enough for rest. This moment is asking nothing from you. You are not fighting the body. You are becoming its friend. For a long time, you may have treated the body as something that had to keep up with every demand. You may have pushed through tiredness. You may have ignored the need for spa. Chixie. You may have become angry when the body could not continue at the speed the mind demanded. But the body is not a machine that has failed you. It is a living home that has carried every part of your journey. It carried you through moments you thought would break you. It held your tears. It felt your joy. It warned you when something did not feel right. It kept asking for care, even when you did not know how to listen. Tonight, you begin listening differently. You do not ask, "Why can't you relax?" You say, "I understand why you have been tense." You do not ask, "Why am I still feeling this?" You say, "There has been a lot to carry." You do not demand that the body become peaceful immediately. You offer it peace and allow it to receive what it can. Softness cannot be forced. It arrives when the body realizes it no longer needs to protect you from your own voice. It arrives when you stop attacking yourself for feeling tired. It arrives when you stop treating fear like a failure. It arrives when the body hears kindness often enough to trust it. Imagine ice beneath warm light. The light does not shout at the ice. It does not ask why it has become hard. It simply remains warm. Little by little, what was frozen begins to change. This is how your kindness can meet the body. Nothing needs to be pushed. Nothing needs to be broken. The places that became hard through fear can soften through care. Let your voice become that warmth. My body does not have to hold every worry. This night is safe enough for softness. I allow myself to be supported. You do not have to feel these words perfectly. Let the body hear them. Let them enter without pressure. The support beneath you is already doing its work. You are not required to hold yourself above it. you can allow your weight to be carried. For much of the day, you may have felt that everything depended on you. But in this moment, you can experience what it means to be held. The surface beneath your back asks nothing. The blanket does not need an explanation. The quiet air does not judge what you completed or left unfinished. The room does not ask you to prove your value. You can simply be here. The world often teaches you to value movement. It praises doing, achieving, answering, and producing. But there is also wisdom in stillness. Stillness allows you to hear what noise has covered. Stillness helps the body complete what effort began. Stillness reminds you that you are more than what you do. You do not disappear when you stop working. You do not lose value when you become quiet. You do not become less worthy when no one is receiving something from you. The body needs to learn this because it may have lived for a long time as though rest were dangerous. Perhaps quiet once allowed difficult thoughts to rise. Perhaps being still made you aware of feelings you had been avoiding. Perhaps staying busy became a way to keep pain at a distance. If that is true, be gentle. You do not have to meet every ailing tonight. You are not opening every old door. You are simply telling yourself that quiet can also contain comfort. The night does not have to become a place where fear grows louder. It can become a place where fear is no longer fed. If a thought appears, you can let it pass without following it through every possible ending. If a memory rises, you can acknowledge it without moving back into the past. If worry calls your name, you can answer, "Not tonight." You do not have to argue with the thought. You do not have to prove that it is wrong. You can let it move through like a sound outside the room. It is present, then it becomes quieter. You remain here. There may be moments when the body tightens again. This does not mean you are failing to release. It means the old pattern is familiar. The body has practiced tension. Now it is practicing return. Each time you notice the shoulders becoming tight, you can let them lower again. Each time the jaw closes, you can offer it softness. Each time the mind reaches for tomorrow, you can return to the support beneath you. The healing is not in never becoming tense. It is in knowing how to come back without judgment. You are building a new path within yourself. The old path says, when fear appears, prepare for danger. The new path says, when fear appears, listen and return to the present. The old path says, tension keeps me safe. The new path says, care helps me feel safe. The old path says, I must remain ready. The new path says, I can respond when the moment arrives. You do not need to live in the future to meet the future. You do not need to remain tense to prove that you are prepared. You can rest now and act later. You can soften now and remain strong. Softness does not remove your wisdom. It does not erase your boundaries. It does not make you unable to face what comes. Softness returns your energy to you. Your body deserves to enter sleep without carrying every conversation inside its muscles. It deserves a night that is not filled with tomorrow's imagined problems. It deserves to receive care without having to become completely exhausted first. Let the sounds around you become part of the quiet rather than something you must notice. Let the warmth around you remind the body that it is not standing alone. Let the heaviness of the day move downward and away from the heart. The day has already happened. You do not have to keep it alive through tension. What needed your attention received what you were able to give. What remains can wait. You have reached the place where effort ends and rest begins. The body may not know how to cross that line at once. It may remain near the doorway, still checking whether it is truly allowed to stop. Speak gently to it. You have done enough. You do not need to protect me from the night. You are allowed to be carried. These are not empty words. They are a new way of relating to yourself. For years, you may have asked the body to carry your life without complaint. Now you begin to carry the body with love. You listen. You respect its limits. You do not punish it for needing rest. You remember that it is not separate from your spiritual life. The body is where your life is being lived. It deserves tenderness. Your spirit does not need you to reject the body in order to feel free. Freedom can begin inside the body. It can begin in a shoulder that no longer carries every demand. It can begin in a hand that no longer reaches toward what is leaving. It can begin in a chest that does not have to hold every fear. It can begin in the simple truth that you are here, and for this moment you are supported. My body does not have to hold every worry. This night is safe enough for softness. I allow myself to be supported. Let these words become quieter within you, not repeated with force, but received. The body is learning that the day can end. It is learning that release is not danger. It is learning that you will not abandon it when it becomes tired. And as the body puts the day down, you become able to choose what you will carry into sleep. You have created a little more space within yourself. The worries may not be completely gone. The questions may still exist, but they no longer need to fill every part of your inner world. Space has opened. Now you can decide what belongs in that space. You do not need to fill it with another task. You do not need to force yourself into happiness. You do not need to create a perfect mood. A softer thought is enough. A kinder sentence is enough. A small feeling of safety is enough. Tonight, choose peace instead of pressure. Pressure says you should have done more. Peace says you did what you could today. Pressure says you must know what happens next. Peace says The next step can reveal itself in time. Pressure says, you must become better before you can rest. Peace says, rest is part of how you heal. The voice of pressure may sound familiar. It may sound like motivation. It may tell you that it is helping you improve. But growth does not always require harshness. You can change without treating yourself like a problem. You can learn without insulting the person who is learning. You can take responsibility without refusing your self-compassion. The pressure can stay outside tonight. Choose trust instead of control. Control wants the full map. It wants every answer, every promise, and every result before it agrees to soften. Trust does not require certainty. Trust says, I may not see the entire path, but I can meet the next step when it arrives. Trust says, I do not have to know everything tonight. Trust says, life may be arranging something beyond what I can see. This does not mean you pretend that every outcome will be easy. It means you believe that you can remain connected to yourself even when life is uncertain. You trust your ability to respond. You trust your growing wisdom. You trust that support may appear. Are in forms you have not planned. You trust that not knowing is uncomfortable, but it is not the same as being unsafe. Control may have helped you feel protected, but it also kept the body working without rest. Tonight, you do not need the full map. You only need this place of rest. Choose kindness instead of self-judgment. The mind may review the day and find every moment it believes you handled badly. It may replay a sentence. It may focus on what you forgot, what you delayed, or what you wish you had done differently. You can learn from the day without holding a trial against yourself. Perhaps you spoke from tiredness. Perhaps you avoided something. Perhaps you gave too much. Perhaps you did not honor a boundary. You are allowed to notice this. But the lesson does not need cruelty. You can say, tomorrow I will try another way. You can say, I understand what this moment showed me. You can say, I am still learning. These sentences leave the heart open. Self-judgment closes the heart and asks it to change through fear. Kindness opens the heart and makes growth feel safe. You do not need to become your own punishment. The world may already have given you enough harsh voices. Tonight, let your inner voice be different. Let it say, you are still worthy after a difficult day. Let it say, one mistake does not become your whole identity. Let it say, you are allowed to begin again. Choose acceptance instead of inner argument. Acceptance does not mean that you like everything that happened. It means you stop asking the present moment to become something it is not. The day is complete. Some things happened the way you wanted, some did not. You can spend the night arguing with that truth, or you can allow the day to be finished. Acceptance says, this is what today held. It allows sadness without turning sadness into a permanent story. It allows disappointment without calling the future hopeless. It allows tiredness without calling you weak. When you stop arguing with what has already happened, your energy becomes available for what can still change. Tonight is not the place to keep fighting yesterday. The past cannot hear your argument. The day cannot return and correct itself. But your heart can be freed from repeating it. Choose openness instead of fear. Fear closes around one possible outcome and treats it as certain. Openness remembers that life contains more than one path. A conversation may go differently than you expect. A delay may reveal another direction. An ending may create space. A quiet season may help you hear what noise once covered. You do not know everything that is forming. You do not know every person you will meet. You do not know every idea that may arrive. You do not know how much stronger, calmer, or clearer you may become. Leave a little space for surprise. Fear has already imagined enough painful possibilities. Let openness imagine that support may also exist. Let openness say, there may be another way. Let openness say, this is not the final shape of my life. Let openness say, good can reach me without being forced. Choose quiet hope instead of forced certainty. Hope does not need to shout. It does not need to promise that everything will change at once. Quiet hope simply says, something in me is still willing to believe in a gentler tomorrow. That is enough. You do not need to feel excited. You do not need to create a strong feeling. Hope can be very small and still be real. It can be the willingness to sleep. It can be the choice not to send the message written from fear. It can be the decision to wait until morning. It can be the belief that this heavy feeling will not last forever. Let tonight be softer than the day. Let the mind stop searching. Let the heart stop proving. Let the body stop preparing for danger. Let peace become the final voice you hear within. You do not have to carry tomorrow before it arrives. Tomorrow has its own hours. It has its own strength. It has its own choices. It has not asked anything from you yet. Do not let fear bring tomorrow into this room before its time. You are here now. The night belongs to rest. The future can wait outside until morning. Perhaps you have often gone to sleep thinking about what must be done when you wake. The list begins before the day has even ended. The mind moves from one duty to the next and never experiences completion. Tonight, let there be an ending. Say to yourself, today is complete. It may not have been perfect, but it is complete. You do not need to improve it now. You do not need to understand it now. You can close the inner door. The mind may knock with one more thought. You can answer tomorrow. Another worry may arrive. You can answer, not now. A memory may ask to be replayed. You can answer, "I have heard you." You may rest too. You are not rejecting yourself. You are creating a loving limit. Just as you may close the door of your home at night, you can close the door to unnecessary thinking. You are not saying that nothing matters. You are saying that not everything needs access to you at every hour. Your attention is precious. Your sleep is precious. Your inner peace is precious. You are allowed to protect them. Imagine a lake after the wind becomes quiet. The water does not force itself to become still. It does not fight each wave. The disturbance simply receives no more wind. Little by little, the surface changes. Your mind can be like that. You do not have to fight every thought. You can stop giving each thought more energy. The thought appears, but you do not build a future around it. The memory rises, but you do not turn it into another hour of pain. The worry speaks, but you do not give it the whole night. Without more attention, the waves begin to settle. Beneath the movement, there has always been a deeper stillness. You may have forgotten it, but it remains. Peace is not something you must create from nothing. It is what becomes easier to feel when you stop feeding every disturbance. Tonight, you choose what receives your attention. Not the old criticism, not the imagined disaster, not the need to be understood, not the belief that you should have done more. You give your attention to the support beneath you. You give it to the breath that continues without force. You give it to the truth that this day is over. You give it to the part of you that wants to live with less fear. This is how a new inner state begins. It does not begin with a dramatic promise. It begins with a small choice made again and again. A choice to speak kindly. A choice to stop rehearsing pain. A choice to release what is not yours. A choice to trust the night. You are not required to feel peaceful every second. Peace is not another standard you must reach. If sadness remains, peace can sit beside it. If fear remains, peace can hold it without letting it lead. If uncertainty remains, peace can remind you that no answer is required tonight. Peace does not mean the absence of every difficult feeling. It means you are no longer fighting yourself for having those feelings. You allow yourself to be human. You allow the heart to have its process. You refuse to add shame to pain. This is a softer way to sleep. I choose peace as I enter sleep. Tomorrow can arrive in its own time. Tonight belongs to rest. Let these thoughts replace the harsh final words you may have given yourself on other nights. The night does not need another review of your faults. It does not need another fear about the future. It needs your willingness to release. You have carried enough. Now let the inner space be filled with trust, kindness, acceptance, openness, and quiet hope. These are not demands. They are gentle companions. They sit with you without asking you to perform. They remind you that you do not need to know everything to be worthy of peace. And as these softer thoughts move closer, the time has come to let your own words become a blessing over the night. I am not responsible for every feeling around me. I am responsible for meeting myself with love. For a long time, you may have believed that another person's sadness, anger, or disappointment had to become your burden. You may have felt that peace could return only after everyone else felt better. But you cannot control the inner world of another person. You can be kind. You can listen. You can apologize when it is right. You can offer support. After that, their feelings must be allowed to belong to them. Your peace does not need to disappear each time someone else struggles. You can remain caring without becoming emotionally lost. I release the need to manage every reaction. I allow others to have their own feelings. I remain connected to my own heart. The day is complete. I keep its wisdom and release its weight. Everything that happened today has already happened. The useful lessons can remain without the emotional pressure. You can remember what the day taught you. Perhaps it showed you where a boundary is needed. Perhaps it showed you that you are stronger than you thought. Perhaps it showed you that something must change. Keep that wisdom. You do not need to keep the tension, shame, or endless review. The lesson can remain after the pain becomes lighter. I release the words, "I wish I had changed." I release the moments I cannot repeat. I carry the lesson forward with kindness. Choosing peace does not make me selfish. My rest matters too. You may be used to placing yourself at the end of every list. You may care for others and then offer yourself whatever energy remains. But your needs are not less important because you have learned to hide them. Your body matters. Your emotions matter. Your time matters. Your desire for quiet matters. You do not have to wait until everyone else is satisfied before you offer yourself care. I include myself in the love I give. I respect my limits. I allow rest to be part of my life. I do not need to know every answer tonight. Life can continue unfolding while I sleep. The need for answers may feel urgent, but many answers cannot be forced. They arrive through time, truth, action, and deeper understanding. A tired mind may search for certainty and find only more fear. You are allowed to stop searching. You can meet the answer when it becomes clear. You can take action when the next step is visible. Until then, you are not failing. You are waiting with trust. I release the need to force clarity. I leave room for life to guide me. I trust that what I need can become known in the right moment. I am no longer the one who must carry everything. I am learning to live with an open and peaceful heart. This does not remove your strength. It changes the way strength is used. You no longer spend strength holding burdens that belong elsewhere. You use strength to speak honestly. You use strength to protect your energy. You use strength to leave harmful patterns. You use strength to remain gentle without disappearing. You do not have to be the one who never needs help. You do not have to be the one who keeps every person together. You are allowed to be supported. I release the role that required me to abandon myself. I welcome relationships where care is shared. I allow my life to become lighter. I receive rest without earning it. I receive support without guilt. I receive this night as a place of healing. Receiving may feel unfamiliar if you have spent much of your life giving. You may know how to help, but not how to be helped. You may know how to listen, but not how to speak your own need. Tonight, you practice receiving without apology. You receive the support beneath you. You receive the quiet. You receive the simple fact that nothing is being demanded from you in this moment. You do not have to earn what the body naturally needs. I am worthy when I am active. I am worthy when I am still. My value remains unchanged. I release the need for everyone to understand me. I choose to understand myself with love. There may always be someone who sees your choices through the limits of their own experience. You cannot spend your whole life correcting every view. You know what your heart has carried. You know what your body has survived. You know why peace has become necessary. Let your own understanding become strong enough that every outside opinion does not pull you away from yourself. I speak my truth with care. I release the need to defend it forever. I let my life show what words cannot explain. I release the future I have been suffering before it arrives. I return to the safety available now. The mind may still try to show you what could go wrong. Thank it for trying to protect you, then remind it that imagination can also create fear where no danger exists. You do not need to prepare emotionally for every painful possibility. You will meet real moments when they come. You do not need to live inside imagined ones tonight. I do not borrow pain from tomorrow. I meet this moment as it is. I let the future remain open. I release the past without denying what it taught me. I forgive myself for what I did not understand. The past has shaped you, but it does not own you. You are not required to remain the person you were in an old season. You can carry the wisdom without carrying the punishment. You can remember without returning. You can honor your pain without building your identity around it. I am allowed to become new. I am allowed to choose differently. I am allowed to create peace after pain. I release the need to save every relationship. I honor connections that honor me. Not every relationship is meant to continue in the same form forever. Some teach you how to love. Some teach you how to speak. Some teach you where you have been abandoning yourself. An ending does not erase what was meaningful. Distance does not always mean hatred. A boundary does not cancel love. You can bless what was and still move forward. I release connections that require me to disappear. I welcome honesty, respect, and shared care. I no longer carry a bond alone. I release every burden that has been mistaken for love. I keep the love and let the weight leave. Love does not need fear to remain real. It does not need constant checking. It does not need self-sacrifice without limits. Love can breathe. Love can allow space. Love can respect the freedom of every heart. What is truly loving will not ask you to destroy yourself to keep it alive. I allow love to become gentler within me. I stop proving love through suffering. I let love include my own well-being. The night gently washes the dust of the day from the heart. Nothing needs to be erased. Nothing needs to be denied. The heart is simply being cleared of what it no longer needs to carry. The harsh words become quieter. The unfinished work moves farther away. The faces you have been watching return to their own lives. Your energy comes home. It returns from the thought or you were trying to control. It returns from the past you were trying to correct. It returns from every person whose feelings you were trying to manage. It returns from every place where you left yourself in order to be accepted. Your energy belongs here now, inside your body, inside your truth, inside this quiet moment. I call my energy back with love. I release every place where I have been holding what is not mine. I return fully to myself. There is no need to say every sentence again. Let the words that touched you remain. Perhaps one truth feels closest. Perhaps it is the truth that your rest matters. Perhaps it is the truth that you do not need every answer. Perhaps it is the truth that another person's feelings do not define your worth. Carry only the sentence that brings softness. One true sentence can become enough for tonight. The night does not need a long performance. It needs honesty. It needs the quiet willingness to stop feeding what has made you heavy. You have spoken to the burdens. You have named them. You have returned them. Now you can move into the peace that remains when the weight is no longer being held. The burden is no longer in your hands. It may still exist somewhere in life, but it does not need to remain inside your body tonight. Not everything was yours to solve. Not every feeling was yours to hold. Not every relationship was yours to save. Not every outcome was yours to control. Not every mistake needed more punishment. Not every unfinished thing needed your attention through the night. You have done enough for now. The mind may still reach toward one last concern. Let it know that the concern has not been forgotten. It has simply been placed outside the hours of rest. You can meet it later. You do not need to meet it now. What remains with you is simpler. Your breath remains. Your body remains. Your worth remains. Your quiet heart remains. Your right to rest remains. The day may have changed your mood, but it did not change your value. Another person's reaction may have touched your heart, but it did not decide who you are. A problem may still be waiting, but it has not taken away your ability to choose peace in this moment. You are here beneath every role you have carried, beneath the helper, beneath the strong one, beneath the one who keeps the peace, beneath the one who always understands. There is a human heart that wants to be held without being asked to give something first. Tonight you hold that heart with tenderness. You do not ask it to explain why it is tired. You do not ask it to prove that the weight was heavy. You believe it. You say, I know you have carried much. You say, you do not have to carry it now. You say, you are safe with me. This is how you return home to yourself. Home is not only a place around you. It is the feeling that you will not abandon yourself when life becomes difficult. It is the knowledge that you can make a mistake and still speak kindly within. It is the trust that you will listen when your body asks for care. It is the promise that you will no longer offer your whole life to every demand. Your inner home has room for you now. It is no longer filled with every person's expectations. It is no longer crowded by imagined futures. It is no longer used as a storage place for old guilt. There is space for your own spirit. There is space for quiet. There is space for a new way of living. Imagine a quiet home after the final light has become soft. Nothing is asking to be repaired. Nothing is demanding an answer. The doors are closed to the noise of the day. Inside, there is warmth. Inside, there is enough. Inside, the heart is allowed to exist without working. This is the peace that belongs to you. It does not depend on everyone behaving correctly. It does not depend on every plan becoming clear. It does not depend on the past changing. It begins when you stop leaving yourself in order to follow every burden. Let the shoulders feel lighter. Let the heart stop standing guard. Let the mind release its unfinished conversations. Let the body remember that sleep is safe. Let tomorrow meet you after you have rested. You do not need to wake and immediately pick up the same burden. Morning can begin with a choice. You can look at what is truly yours. You can leave the rest where it belongs. You can ask, what is the next peaceful action? You do not need to return to panic. You do not need to return to over-carrying simply because it is familiar. A new response is available. You may forget sometimes. You may pick the burden up again. Be gentle when that happens. You are not failing. You are learning how to live without carrying everything. Notice the weight. Set it down again. Each release becomes easier. Each boundary becomes clearer. Each return strengthens the trust within you. The peaceful version of you is not someone who never faces difficulty. It is someone who no longer turns every difficulty into a reason to abandon themselves. You can face life and remain connected to your heart. You can hear difficult news and remain kind to your body. You can have an uncertain future and still sleep. You can love deeply and still belong to yourself. This is the freedom opening within you. It is not freedom from every responsibility. It is freedom from false responsibility. It is freedom from carrying what fear placed in your hands. It is freedom from believing that pain makes you more loving. It is freedom from the idea that rest must be earned. You do not lose anything true when you release what was never yours. You do not lose real love. You do not lose your goodness. You do not lose the people who are able to meet you with respect. You lose only the burden of trying to control what cannot be controlled. You lose the pressure to become everything for everyone. You lose the belief that your heart must stay heavy to prove that it cares. The love remains. The wisdom remains. You remain. Tonight, the weight returns to where it belongs, and you return to your own peace. Let the past rest behind you. Let the future remain unopened. Let this night be complete. You are not required to become anything more before sleep receives you. You are not required to heal every wound. You are not required to forgive every part of the past at once. You are not required to feel perfectly peaceful. You are only allowing yourself to stop. That is enough. The release may be quiet. There may be no great moment when every burden disappears. You may only notice that the grip is softer. The chest is less crowded. The thoughts are moving more slowly. Quiet changes are still changes. A small release is still freedom. A little peace is still peace. Let that be enough for tonight. You have spent years learning how to carry. Now you are learning how to put things down. You have learned how to remain strong for others. Now you are learning how to be gentle with yourself. You have learned how to listen to every voice around you. Now you are learning to hear your own. You have learned how to survive through tension. Now you are learning that safety can also feel soft. This new way does not need to be mastered tonight. It only needs to be welcomed. Welcome the thought that life can continue without your constant worry. Welcome the thought that other people can carry their own paths. Welcome the thought that your peace is not selfish. Welcome the thought that you are allowed to receive care. Welcome the thought that love does not have to feel heavy. Something within you has already begun to change. You are no longer calling every burden yours. You are no longer treating fear as proof of responsibility. You are no longer willing to punish yourself for needing rest. The old pattern may return, but it will return to a heart that knows another truth. A heart that knows it can say no. A heart that knows it can wait. A heart that knows it can release. A heart that knows it belongs to itself. This day has reached its end, and you are allowed to end with it. You do not need to keep it moving inside your mind. You do not need to carry its weight into your dreams. Whatever was incomplete can remain incomplete. Whatever was unclear can remain unclear. Whatever belongs to another person can return to their life. Your task now is not to solve. Your task is not to prove. Your task is not to hold. You are here to rest. Rest with the knowledge that you have survived every day that brought you to this moment. Rest with the knowledge that you are learning to care without losing yourself. Rest with the knowledge that your life does not need to be held together by fear. The universe does not require your tension in order to keep moving. Life does not need your sleeplessness in order to create tomorrow. Your future is not protected by worry. Your love is not measured by suffering. Your worth is not measured by how much you endure. You are worthy here in the quiet with empty hands. You are worthy when nothing is being fixed. You are worthy when no one is asking anything from you. You are worthy because life is within you. Let this truth become the final softness over your heart. You have carried enough. You have given enough. You have thought enough. You have tried enough for this day. Now the night can hold you. You do not have to hold the night. I release what was never mine to carry. I keep the love and let the weight leave. I am safe. I am worthy. I am free to rest. The burden can remain outside the door. The questions can wait. The future can arrive without being pulled closer by fear. Your body can become quiet. Your heart can become quiet. Your inner world can return to the peace that was waiting beneath all the weight. Nothing more is required. You have reached the place where you can stop carrying and begin receiving. Receive the quiet. Receive the support. Receive the simple gift of being here without responsibility for the whole world. Tonight, you do not need to be the strong one. You do not need to be the answer. You do not need to be the person who holds everything together. You can simply be yourself, a living heart, a tired body, a gentle spirit returning home. The weight is leaving. The love remains. The wisdom remains. Your peace remains. I bless this night and release what was never mine.